4 MLP veterans here. I mean, Andrea and Michelle have been playing for, you know, probably 6, 7, 8 years at least. But I'm just looking forward to some kind of big plays, the momentum plays, especially these games to 11. They go quick. So, you know, everyone's going to play well. But if any team can kind of string a few together and kind of get a lead, we'll see if they can hold on to it.
So here we go. Michelle Esquivel will get us started. Let's play pickleball. Krista Gecheva ready to go here.
Some good defense out the gate from Krista and Andrea. Evan and Michelle came out swinging, trying to set the tempo, but they couldn't get it through them.
Wow, okay, Tui through the middle. Thanks for coming. Andrea's like, good, I'll just have the fans cheer for you. I expect a lot of returns to Gecheva. Koop, so reliable.
1-0-2.
It's good speed up from Krista. Yeah, early in these games, it's just trying to get loose early. So you kind of see some early speed up, especially for Krista, like that one down the middle earlier. But I think they'll all settle in here pretty soon. We'll get some longer rallies.
2-0-2.
Beautiful counter from Gecheva, 3-0. Yeah, Koopy Nation's going to be out cheering for Andrea, hometown hero, lawyer in town.
3-0-2.
Not a good drop shot. Retreat, get back there. Gecheva with the offense. A little help off the tape there, Kyle.
I love the patience, though, to set it up. There was really no pressure. Andrea and Krista really didn't do anything to really put Evan and Michelle in any trouble. They just kind of waited for that, you know, lackadaisical high ball and then struck.
4-0-2.
What a start for the fans of the D.C. Pickleball team.
Good pick up, Krista. You mentioned Andrea being the local lawyer in town. Is she the only non-full-time pro out here at this event this week?
One of the few, that's for sure.
0-4-1.
There's a couple more, but not many. You just can't. What a scramble. We're still going. There's the finish, and the chefs are on the board. Yeah, now that Brandon French has been cut from the Carolina Hogs, she can say that she's the only lawyer because Matt Wright does not play MLP.
1-4-1.
There's the hometown bounce.
Point.
That's a tough send right there.
Yeah, that one was questionable. And it's 2-4, but I do feel like the chefs have been the ones dictating most of the play. Just a couple pop-ups and a couple misses, but they're the ones kind of dictating, and I'd like to see that pattern continue. I think they'll be okay.
Second serve.
Yeah, I texted with Michelle last night, and she said the team chemistry, and they have come together for this rampage they've been on. Really understand, go over the tape. And that's huge in MLP.
And they have to be playing with confidence.
Yes.
8 straight wins, you're feeling pretty good. You're feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, that's a That's hard to do, especially as these
4-2-1.
6 teams in Challenger play against each other so much, to have that familiarity. Yeah, Michelle Esquivel sending it.
She's looking to pull the trigger on that forehand early and often, and I like it. If you're going to win the hands battles, you might as well speed it up. As long as she's making good decisions, she'll get away with it.
4-2-2.
There it is again. So after a red-hot start from Gecheva, it's now, as Kyle said, the chefs.
2-4-1.
Chefs are always dictating how the dinner's going to go, right?
Point.
Boy, I love the energy over here from the bench.
Yeah, the score is finally evened out. You can see them pressing early, and they didn't quite get away with it the first few points,
3-4-1.
but now they're starting to. And you don't really want to be the team on defense the whole time. It's a battle of the firepower versus consistency, and the firepower is finally starting to kind of get the edge here.
Four, 4-1.
Wow. Just, you give me a forehand, just expect it to be coming at Mach 5.
And cross court, too.
Yeah.
Just pulling a cross court at Krista. So,
5-4-1.
again, at this point, you got to start looking for it. Great punch. Nice little...
Kyle Yates is in the house, and we love it. Oh, my.
Second serve.
Just go, Michelle.
She's feeling it. Every forehand there, knee high, is going to be pull the trigger cross court right at Krista.
6-4-2.
She's gotten away with it quite a few times so far.
So if you know that's happening to you as a player, what do you got to do?
Oh, you got to be ready for it. I mean, you expect it, right? I think Krista keeps getting caught off guard, but I mean, get that paddle up.
4-6-1. Second serve.
Or get it away from her forehand.
Yeah, yeah.
Avoid it
Or
altogether
just don't
at this
give
point.
it to her, exactly.
4-6-2.
Oh, boy. Koop
Side out.
definitely chased an out ball there.
6-4-1.
Nice dig from Michelle.
Second serve.
That was the first point I actually saw DC hitting fairly aggressive dinks. Up to this point, it's just been all defense. Andrea starts rolling those, trying to put a little more pressure, which is what they're going to have to do. So if you're just floating dinks back, you're just
6-4-2.
inviting chefs to pull a trigger. So again, it's a lot about just dictating play here, trying to keep the pressure on as best you can.
Off balance, good save from Gecheva once. And then Eva Razikowska through the middle with the two-y. That's pretty. 7-4 for Nashville. Razikowska,
7-4-2.
a former champion in MLP challenger level, as is Gecheva.
Point.
And then do you start to feel that your partner's under siege, so you got to do too much?
I think it's just not going into panic mode too soon. Chefs just look super loose, not really afraid of miss, just going to keep pulling trigger no matter what. And they're not going to get tight. So if it gets closer to the end of this game, if they can just keep that up.
Side out.
Again, just good patience from DC.
So let's see if they can find that magic from the beginning of the match where everything looked great.
4-8-1.
Yeah, Koop shaking her head, frustrated by the shot before that.
4-8-2.
Sky high third is easy pickings.
8-4-1. Second serve.
You know, that one in the net, but it's still just good, positive, aggressive body language from the chefs.
8-4-2.
What a
Side out.
That lob was just barely out.
wide, yeah. But as you said, much better aggression on the roll dinks. They just can't find any offense, though. Can this be the start? You hear the yeah baby from Rafa Hewett, who is playing in the men's for the injured Stefan Overn, who has a foot injury. Toe can't go today.
You know, Rafa's not going to lack the energy.
No, he is not.
It's going to get loud here this next game.
He'll be rounding them up for sure.
Second
Pulled
serve.
wide.
Five, 8-2.
And now it's Koop that pulls the trigger, and they're within 2.
DC's getting the first looks now to speed up. Notice that pattern. Chefs are going to have to find a way to kind of get the edge back. Get aggressive again. That was what was working for them most of this game.
6-8-2.
What a get. But Andrea can't fill it in. Good scamper from Gecheva to make him hit one more. It's the lead down to 2, but the ball back. Again, semifinal 2, if you're just joining us, winner gets the top-seeded Las Vegas Night Owls Friday morning at 11, so a day off in between.
8-6-1.
DC pulling the trigger first, getting the point.
So we're going to see Esquivel stacked over on the left
8-6-2.
here. Okay.
Side out.
That does not work. And I love that cross-court attacks are a thing now, Kyle.
For most players, I wouldn't recommend it.
But for the high level, find that outside hip.
The pros can get away with things. Most of the regular players don't.
Second serve.
Boy, Esquivel was in big trouble, threw up a lob, and that saved him. Second try to get after this 2-point deficit here for DC.
6-8-2.
Drop shot
Side
works
out.
again. Got to know your opponent. Okay, now back to Eva on the left. At least they're emptying the ideas over there.
Nashville's gone a few side outs without a point. I think they're overthinking it a little bit.
I mean, get something you like and send it was looking pretty darn good earlier.
It was working.
8-6-2.
Gecheva's the one that sends it, and guess what? No points again. Who is going to grab this? Anybody's game here.
6-8-1.
Oh my.
Second serve.
That was a good serve too. As a player, those are so hard to shrug off.
Yeah, there are people that have said
6-8-2.
that should be a do-over in the rules.
Michelle just taking over the center of the court here.
And beautiful get the protractor out angle for Eva Razikowska. Okay, so they get another hold. How do you replicate that when you've got the ball in your hand?
8-6-1.
Terrific job by Gecheva.
Point.
But they were the aggressors.
They didn't win it how I thought they would, but that's kind of the plan that they need. They need to come out just firing and swinging. That was working earlier. They started slowing it down a little bit too much. Let Andrea and Krista dictate and stay in the rallies. But this is what was getting them points for most of this game. And it was better late than never. They found it again.
10-6-1.
Forced a timeout from DC as the resurgent back into it. Now up 10-6 is Nashville. So Kyle, when you're playing a match like this, big semifinal, what do you do? That 11th point can be so hard to get to sometimes. How do you settle down and go out there as the chefs and get this done?
The point's no different from any other point, Dave. It's the same. It's the same point. It could be your second point, your 6th point, your 11th point. It doesn't matter. It's the same point. So you try not to overthink it too much. You get a little break here. You know, you got a minute to think about it too much. You kind of get iced. But again, once the ball's in play, that point's no different than any other point you're playing. So try not to overthink it. But easier said than done. But that's why these are the pros. Mental toughness here.
0, Nashville Chefs 1.
And the body language is back from the chefs. I've known Michelle a long time. I know she plays her best when she's fired up.
Yes.
And so a little bit of doubt crept in, towards the end of this game, but they finally got it back. And so
10-6-1.
I wouldn't be surprised if they ripped a couple forehands here. There's one.
Drops the second. And that'll do it. So the chefs lost the recipe in the middle of that one, but they get it done 11-6 and take the women's match. This is a team on a mission, and they show why right there. Fellas will be up next, 1-0 Chefs. Unique players, and that's why I love pickleball. There's not a right way to play it. There's a right way for you to play it. Watch some of the grips and techniques of Marshall Brown and Anderson Scarpa on the far side.
This one's going to be fun.
Yes, it is. Marshall Brown gets us started. Let's play pickleball. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he got away with that one.
You cannot appeal. You can challenge. It's point.
Taylor Rosa with one of the biggest overheads in the game.
1-0-2.
Yeah. Yes, one of the best racquetball
Side
players
out.
ever. Like ever, whoever stepped foot on the racquetball court.
0-1-1. Point.
So as I mentioned, Rafa Hewett called into duty. Stefan O'Verne
1-1-1.
desperately wanted to play. Potentially could play in the final, I'm told.
Fast and
Second
furious
serve.
early. Should I expect everyone just kind of loosen up, trying to set the tone.
1-1-2.
Perfect drop.
Point.
It's nothing worse than you set up and then it skids off and you don't even see it. Tough break for Marshall Brown
2-1-2.
there.
Side out. One, 2-1.
What a dig from Marshall Brown on the
Second
earning.
serve.
Yeah,
1-2-2.
there's no timer on this, but we are going at a blistering pace.
Neither team has done a particularly good job yet getting the ball down.
No.
I think if one of the two sides can
2-2-2.
start getting the ball a little bit lower,
Another one up and
we'll see some better rallies.
Side out.
But I love the speed. I love the pace. I love the action. So if they want to keep swinging away, I'm all
2-2-1.
for it.
we're here for entertainment value. Look at this. That is good. Righty save from Rafa. My goodness. Let's have a highlight reel all around the board.
Two, 2-2.
That's what I'm talking about there. Look at this track down.
Side out.
Smart play from Scarpa to go at that player in front of him with the ball up in his eyes.
2-2-1. Second serve. Two, 2-2.
Oh
Point.
my. And DLR wears it that time.
3-2-2. Side out.
And I think the mouth of Rafa is warming up now.
2-3-1. Point.
Yep. Stays in.
That dropped in. Everyone in the building was surprised except for Rafa, apparently.
Yeah. He's like,
3-3-1.
I know geometry. That's the longest shot in the court.
Point.
Great drive. Yeah, if I'm De La Rosa and I know I've got Rafa Hewett next to me hitting drives, I am crashing all day,
4-3-1.
every day, trusting it.
Yeah, Daniel is a great poacher too, so it's a good combo. Okay.
Second
It's a great
serve.
poke.
DLR once, and now Hewett gets one in the back.
Well, Scarpa's got that tricky shot to read. He just kind of pokes
Yeah.
it. And so you're not quite sure the pace
4-3-2.
coming off of it every time. They should be ready now after seeing it twice. Oh, that's a hands battle.
Just deep, but
Side out.
okay. Everyone's got dinner reservations.
3-4-1.
They are playing fast.
Second serve. Three, 4-2. Side out.
Scarpa off balance. 22nd possession.
4-3-1.
Oh, my goodness.
Second serve.
Filth from Scarpa inside out. All the tricks are out, Kyle.
4-3-2.
Oh, I wanted
Side
that
out.
to be in just for seeing what Marshall would do with that.
3-4-1. Second serve. Three, 4-2. Side out.
Good pull from Rafa, but I like the idea from Scarpa. It's really fast-paced right now. It seems like the heart's racing. They're going at a high tempo. I'd like to see a team try to slow it down and get a little more controlled and see what that does
4-3-1.
to their size. Not a whole lot of dinking so far. If you can slow it down, make their team go a little bit, get a little uncomfortable with some of the slow stuff, they might be able to work the points a little bit better.
And Daniel's like, I'm sick of getting hit. How does that one feel, Anderson?
You don't want to leave that dink up in the middle there like that. He went a little too deep with it.
5-3-1.
Was all over it.
Second serve.
Off the back foot a little bit there for De La Rosa.
I like being aggressive, but I also want to have some purpose to it.
Yeah.
We don't want to just
5-3-2.
swing away for the sake of swinging away. So right there, it's not really quite balanced. It's not really the time to try to drive it through someone like Scarpa who has such good hands.
Yeah, so two ugly thirds after the excitement of the rally before, but that's sort of been the theme here.
3-5-1.
Let's see if they can work their way in here.
That's just Geppetto De La Rosa right there. So pretty. Drops it on one side and puts it behind Marshall Brown. Now they're going to switch
3-5-2.
Scarpa over there.
Point.
Oh, the paddle side hip. If you like dinking, you have come to the
4-5-2.
wrong place. Okay. Ernie from Hewett gets the ball back.
That was a great read.
Five, 4-1.
DC finally got a ball down, got in.
Timeout change in. 6-4-1.
They got the 13th to bounce after all the ones before it were in the air. So it's wild, it's fast, and it's fun. Will join them.
Second serve.
Pretty from Marshall, who has that interesting paddle position out in front and makes that go down
6-4-2.
easily.
I'll recall. 6-4-2. Side
That would
out.
have been fun if Rafa got that after 5-hole on De La Rosa.
4-6-1.
Wow.
Was that 4?
Point.
Is that 4 tags
Yes,
now?
4 tags. That one from a ridiculous position after we actually had 4 reasonable dinks, Kyle.
5-6-1.
Tui from De La Rosa, you don't see it very often.
That's stays in.
Absolute sorcery. How does that stay in? Okay. I mean, you want to talk about a guy with paddle skills.
5-6-2.
That's the guy.
Side out.
You lose a hands battle like that to Rafa Hewett, he'll let you know.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to get to walk back without
6-5-1.
having a little volume associated
Second
with
serve.
it. Wow, a short serve. Or was that wide? It was close to both.
6-5-2. Point.
Michelle Esquivel just in the ear of her
7-5-2.
teammates here in a positive way.
Point.
And now a missed return. Timeout, or are they going to play through this here? Playing through.
8-5-2.
Great counter there. The ball's going to hit the video board, but that's okay.
5-8-1. Second serve. Five, 8-2. Side out.
Throw the body to the right and send it through the middle. Ugly possession for the Chefs.
8-5-1.
Do you feel
Second
this as a
serve.
player, like how bonkers this is? Everything's going fast. No one's ever at the
8-5-2.
kitchen.
Just not much rhythm, right? Every point is a little bit chaotic, a little bit random. That's a great cross-court flick there. Saw De La Rosa poaching. But again, one of these teams has to find some sort of game plan.
Right.
Everything just seems a little bit random.
5-8-1.
And so the points are kind of just getting random. But if you can get some sort of game plan and have some strategy or some focus, it kind of dials you in a little bit more. And you might be able to start gaining some ground back.
Wow.
Second
That's
serve.
a good look.
Yes.
Again, if I'm Marshall, I'm pretty happy with that. It was some good dinks. I got the right shot. De La Rosa just had a nice
5-8-2.
block, got away with it, but we'll take a free point there.
Within two. Chefs took the women's match, 11-6.
Big serve there from Marshall.
Point.
Two missed returns.
Better body language here from the Chefs.
Seven, 8-2.
Two have rolled over.
Ball, you didn't get all the way out. You didn't get all the way out. Side
And
out.
it's Scarpa who didn't get out of the kitchen there. Interesting.
Another great read from Hewett with the Ernie.
8-7-1. Point.
You can't afford that right now.
So missed returns both sides.
9-7-1.
Beautiful drop.
Great counter from
Second serve.
Scarpa. Did you say beautiful drop there? See if there's a few more of those here.
9-7-2.
That's a good
Side
look.
out.
If I'm Rafa, I'm feeling pretty good about that, actually. De La Rosa got the ball to dip just below the net. Give him a look.
7-9-1.
It's too good on the hands from Scarpa. Oh my. Wow. Got the cookie, but it was an oatmeal raisin disguised as a chocolate
8-9-1.
chip. My goodness. Within one.
Second serve.
So then you take a perfectly good reset like that and then waste it by reaching in and flicking a low backhand.
What is happening?
8-9-2.
But Scarpa's sneaky. It's tough to read sometimes. He's been getting away with those, so.
Oh, and then resets that one. And sends that one.
Side
okay.
out.
Yeah, just rushing a little bit. Right now, it's 9-8. Everyone's feeling a little bit of pressure. If you could just kind of stay, you know, in control of what you're doing, make them play a little bit, not press too much, you might not have to hit the winner. You might be gifted a point, which would be nice at 9-8. High drop tweener.
Oh, but can't get to the next one.
Second serve.
Yes. Daniel De La Rosa is a highlight
9-8-2.
machine. Here's the tweener.
Side out.
Wow. Empty trip at a critical
8-9-1.
time. I mean, they were way behind, and Marshall Brown was able to just poke it back at De La Rosa, tied at 9.
9-9-1. Second serve. Nine, 9-2. Side out.
Daniel on the dead sprint. The only thing that has slowed down this match is the towel of Daniel De La Rosa. Everything else,
9-9-1.
pedal to the ground.
And it's humid here in Michigan.
Yeah. Great poke from Rafa Hewett, and he has earned them a game point.
Again, here, just because you get 10,
10-9-1.
it doesn't. You're not just hoping to get a free point. I don't want them to do anything crazy here. Be reckless.
And
that was a great
poach on the poach, and we are evened up here as the most fast-paced, chaotic. We're not going to structure a rally. We're just going. But 11-9 goes to D.C. We're one apiece. Mixed doubles next. That's watching at home, that loves it. I'm Dave Fleming. That was the voice of Kyle Yates. And, well, now it's on the mix. We got Krista Gecheva and Daniel De La Rosa for the D.C Pickleball team. Eva Razikowska will get us started. Let's play pickleball. Well, our man Anderson hasn't changed his point of view about how to send it here.
0-0-1.
Mix is tricky. Yeah, the guys are going to want to look to get involved and look to be aggressive, but you still have to make good decisions. You can't just expect to flick it up at one of these players and get away with it, and Krista punished him for that one. So he's going to have to be a little bit more tactical.
And is it harder for the guy or the girl switching from men's to women's and then into mix?
2-0-1.
It's a good question. I would say, I mean, I just had the experience from the guy, but you go from what I would typically play as more of a controlled, patient men's doubles style into a way more chaotic, aggressive mix style. But from what we just saw from these guys in the men's, they were playing pretty aggressive, so I don't think it's going to be much of a change for them.
Yeah, the recent history is the men's is a little slower and women's doubles is more chaotic, but not here in Grand Rapids in this match. That's a great first volley right there from Eva.
would say it's really just a matter of how much they can get involved to be effective. Yeah, when you get iced out, you're not hitting the ball every point. Then you kind of you do end up retreating a little bit and getting your own head. So they've got to find a way to be aggressive, but effectively.
Point.
And stay involved as best they can. Otherwise, you're just relying on your lady to kind of carry all the weight.
Second serve.
I think Anderson's dinner reservation is in 20 minutes.
I liked it. It was a good look. He got what he wanted. He just put it long.
1-2-2.
It's just going. Oh, my.
Point.
That is the ultimate sit on the net and roll over on the wrong side if you're a fan of DC.
2-2-2.
And there's just the slap power of Daniel De La Rosa. That is one lively arm right there.
2-2-1.
No, we'll do our own.
Point. Three, two, one. Second serve.
Second try after the lead here.
Point.
So miss on both sides for the ladies on the soft stuff.
4-2-2. Side out.
Let's work here.
Two, 4-1. Second serve.
That's a pattern they're going to get real familiar with. The Eva and Krista going cross with the forehands.
2-4-2.
I don't expect De La Rosa to be able to get too involved, so he's going to have to let Krista kind of work the point a little bit more. Scarpa is going to be reaching in probably a little bit more, like he did in the previous point, but pulling the trigger at De La Rosa and expecting to get away with it is a tall task.
Yes.
So he's going to have to find better targets on the speed ups when he does finally reach in.
Point.
Short hop speed up and Gecheva destroys it. 1 point away from the end switch, and DC looking good.
5-2-1. Second serve. Five, 2-2. Point.
That is pulled
Timeout
wide,
change
and
ends.
look at what we
6-2-2.
have here. So DC holds the lead on the side switch here.
Time in.
And the end switch,
6-2-2.
so 6-2.
And it's been all Krista Gecheva so far, in my opinion. Just been steady, and she missed that drop there, but some of the counters have been really, really well struck. Scarpa hasn't really been able to kind of get anything by them.
2-6-1.
So she could just kind of keep it up, defend well. They're sitting pretty.
Second serve.
Good first follow from Krista right there.
2-6-2. Point.
Good idea there, reaching in. And I haven't seen a whole lot of offense from Razikowska yet either. I wouldn't be surprised if she starts pulling the trigger a little bit more now, too.
Wow.
Big serve, though.
Point.
Full Ginsu cut at the return. Does not get enough of the ball, though.
4-6-2.
What a move from Daniel De La Rosa, and then takes it back cross court.
Six, 4-1. Second serve.
Well, we tried to drive the third and drop the fifth there, Kyle. Just didn't make it.
6-4-2.
What a pickup from Daniel.
Side out.
Gecheva tried to yell it into existence there, but got too much of it. It's deep.
And that's a good look. She can't focus so much on the fact that she missed it. She needs to focus on how she got that shot to begin with.
4-6-1. Point.
And Gecheva, new to this
5-6-1.
team, traded in here for Mari Humberg, so trying to prove that they did the right thing. And right on point. Thank you, Krista. Shows that. Beautiful rally from her.
5-6-2.
Great cover from De La Rosa. It's a big serve. Krista wasn't quite getting in quick enough. Scarpa looked to pounce, and De La Rosa read it all the way.
Six, 5-1. Second serve. Six, 5-2.
Well done from Scarpa there. And Gecheva and De La Rosa are not new to being teammates. In fact, they won together. They won the San Clemente Challenger event in 2023 as part of the Dallas Pickleball Club, the DPC, as they went by. Oh boy, bumper cars, but they somehow, well, they survived for a minute. And the chefs have come all the way back. This match was just sitting there for the DC Pickleball team to take, and they haven't done it.
6-6-1.
We had the longest structured point in an hour and a half, and then a
Timeout, DC
shanked dink into the bottom of the net. Timeout here. So we will take a quick break. The Chefs have jumped in front. Can they hold it? We shall see.
Remaining timeouts, DC
He just kind of
Pickleball Team
hung
0,
around.
Nashville Chefs
Sometimes
1.
you just can't let the other team get away, right? So I didn't feel like they really
Time in.
dictated much. I think
7-6-1.
Krista kind of had some good hands battles, some good looks that didn't quite get through. And so just the momentum kind of got stopped. The DC was starting to get away with it, but they had a few good looks. They couldn't quite get the job done. And
Point.
you know, once you lose the momentum, you get a little doubt in your mind. You start playing a little tighter. Just things change quick in this game.
8-6-1. Fault. We've got a fault on the landing. Second ref caught it.
So this is interesting. They're saying
landing,
Daniels'
sir.
return to the other side of
Yes,
the
on the
kitchen
outside
is a
line.
fault?
Second ref call it. Referee timeout. We have a challenge of the referee's foot fault call. The fault call puts us at 9-6-1. We'll now proceed with video review.
So this is a GPS coordinates challenge here as he jumped it and then on the way back. And this was called by Vicky Ryan, is what Mary's saying, on the other side. So can't wait to see this. So I think the takeoff and landing are good, and then it's some step he took after that, Kyle.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough call. I'm excited to see this one because it's going to be a little gray area because when you jump back, I mean, is your volley over and now you're just moving through, or did he not get his balance and just kind of was already falling back after the jump? So that's what I'm looking for is how established is his balance and then how deliberate and intentional is his movement back.
DC Pickleball team loses one free challenge.
They're going to
have two
stick with
free
the call on
challenges
court.
remaining. Nashville Chefs have 2 free challenges remaining. We resume play at 9-6-1 with Nashville Chefs serving.
No, the landing. Yep, that's a good call. The landing with that right foot, his heels on the side of the kitchen line.
So it's not on his way out.
It's a good eye from our second referee here on the court.
Great job, Vicky Ryan.
Time in. 9-6-1.
You get a good call from Rafa trying to buy a call for his mixed match coming up here. Not sure what's going on with the ball here. It is wet. Anderson Scarpa has sweated just under 50,000 gallons over here. So we got it. We took it to the towel.
9-6-1.
Very hot and humid here. And Scarpa, beautiful there, and the Chefs keep cooking. Game point.
10-6-1.
Wow.
Second serve.
Game point down with an ATP that just appears out of nowhere to not overhit. That's impressive.
10-6-2.
Here's a good look at that one. And good night.
Point game.
So
11-6.
the Chefs switch it down, and DC never scores again. 11-6 for Nashville, and they are one mixed win away from the finals. They've clinched at least a dream breaker. Great job by Scarpa. He was terrific down the stretch. Can the hometown hero, Andrea Koop and Rafa Hewett, force the dream breaker? We'll see after this.
Just going to come down
Game
to which
4.
team is maybe a little more consistent and who can get some of those momentum
Time in.
plays.
0-0-2.
So here we go. Michelle Esquivel gets us started. Let's play pickleball. Oh, pretty from
Point.
Marshall Brown there. And Andrea Koop, to play for a title in her home event, has to win this one and has already removed the visor.
1-0-2.
This Koop Hewett team is going to be fun to watch because Rafa brings so much energy, and Andrea tends to be a little bit more stoic.
Yeah.
So I'm curious the dynamic here. You know, Michelle and Marshall are going to come with plenty of energy, too.
Second serve.
And he's tricky, holds that paddle dip down and catches Koop back cross court.
Side out.
And Chefs have won 8 in a row, 9 if you count their win earlier today on their path to the semis.
Point. Two, 0-1.
Handled the first one, then stared a long time at that glowing orb in the sky as if it affected him.
3-0-1.
Wow, Marshall Brown is everywhere right now, and you can see, that shadows you see on center right now,
4-0-1.
can that affect you there, Kyle?
It can. It can. You try not to think about it. The second you start worrying about the shadow, you stop focusing on what's really important, which is just hitting the ball.
Second serve.
But I just love the energy right now from Esquivel and Brown, just coming in with with authority, with confidence, and Koop and Hewett need to figure it out here quick, or this is going to get away from them fast.
Marshall Brown again, so might want to keep him off the net and return to him.
5-0-2.
Esquivel drives have been pretty. There it is.
Side out.
Again, Hewett added to the team.
0-5-1.
And Stefan Auvergne could not go due to injury.
Second serve.
But this is the Marshall Brown show here so far.
0-5. Fault. Side out.
We don't see that very
served
often.
in the middle of me calling the score. It's a fault.
And I don't care where you live. It's a fault.
5-0-1.
Back cross court again.
Change it.
Dominance.
6-0-1.
Night Owls in the
6-0-1.
Challenger final on Friday. Looking very good to start this one.
Second serve. Six, 0-2. Point.
Wow, paddle clank in the middle on now 7-0.
7-0-2. Point.
Now 8.
Eight, 0-2. Side out.
Now 8-0. Now there's got to be something going on. 8-0. That's not they're being outplayed, but it's just mentally at this point. It's so much positive, aggressive play from the Chefs, and DC has got to get it going here. Get some sort of game plan. Get the ball down. Slow the tempo a little bit. Work their way into it.
Couple of terrific saves here from Rafa.
It's good defense here, but it's not the position you really want to be. Koop gets it down, gets him in here. Great ATP and a good defense.
Is it that ATP that gets him going? Rafa's pointed at Andrea, but there was a lot of good defense from Rafa, including that beautiful ATP.
It's a great get from Koop.
Second serve.
Rafa blows a tire in the back. He seems to be fine. Yeah, just got the tip of that
1-8-2.
paddle tech paddle underneath there.
Side out.
But there's just no sustained momentum.
8-1-1. Second serve.
And at this point, if I'm the chefs, you can't expect DC to give you the last 3 points, and you don't need to force them. Just keep doing what you're doing. Right now, you're in a good position. The other team's in a hole. Don't change anything. Just keep playing. That's a great shot from Koop.
Court is adjourned. Man, that is impressive from the local lawyer.
1-8-1.
Righty save. Finally finds an angle, but just after, just no chance of getting to the kitchen. See if they can throw a third in the kitchen here and get up there.
Side out.
Got what they wanted. Esquivel sent it a lot in the women's match, and Gecheva has been much more controlled, to her infinite credit, here in the mixed.
Point.
And DC might want to call the score here.
9-1-1. Second serve.
I've been super impressed with Marshall Brown so far this game.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's playing pretty solid, but Marshall, he's found a way to get
9-1-2.
involved at the right times, not trying to do too much, winning hands battles, applying pressure, but just not getting too crazy. Great hands there, just playing with confidence.
Side out.
Classic Rafa Hewett, though. He's not giving up. He's not rolling over. Pickleball's such a weird game, too. You just get a few back, change the momentum, change the feel of the game. You never know. But you've got to get your drops over the net.
Got to do the routine things routinely, and they haven't been able to do that at all here.
No, when you're in a hole this deep, you can't really afford too many to get away from you.
Crowd wants to see a massive rally.
2-9-2.
Great angle from Esquivel in the side out.
2 points away from the finals.
Second serve. You maintain your alcohol? Referee timeout. We have a challenge of the alcohol.
We're getting
the
challenged.
alcohol stands. Nashville chefs lose a free challenge. They have one free challenge remaining. DC has 2 free challenges remaining. Resume play at 9-2-2.
So Rafa's got the crowd smiling, but the scoreboard hasn't changed.
Let's go. Come on, DC. Let's go.
Time in. 9-2-2.
And what a shot. Clean winner from the baseline as Rafa's trying to fill middle. Match point chefs.
10-2-2. 10-1.
Oh my. What a shot from Rafa. Michelle could not catch up to it. She was like a cartoon character saying no and just couldn't get there.
3-10-1.
Did not expect him to be able to pull it all the way across like that.
So there's two. And this is a guy that can round them up in a hurry.
You're down 2-1, 10-3. You might as well, right?
Yeah.
That's not going to help
Second
the cause,
serve.
though.
5 squares up from the bottom of the net.
4-10-2.
Beautiful from
Side out.
Esquivel, match point number 2.
I don't mind Andrea trying to go behind Marshall, but I wouldn't feed him the ball too much. He's been playing so well this whole
10-4-1.
game. Try to ice him out a little bit, put a little more pressure on Esquivel.
And there
That's a
we
huge
go.
forehand.
A beautiful 4-course meal for the chefs, and they will play for a title on Friday. They are on a rampage. That's 10 matches, won 10 in a row, and they are looking to win a title here in Grand Rapids. Marshall Brown and Michelle Esquivel standing by. Great job, guys. Michelle, I'll start with you. How important was it for you to walk out there and just take this and say, we are done? What was your mindset with Marshall going out there for that last mix?
Oh, I got goosebumps just thinking about it. Yeah, I really love this tournament. Beer City Open. I've been here participating since 2019. Thank you guys for showing up. Koop, you're awesome. Thanks for running such a great event every single year and all the staff. But it was really important to us. That's how special it is to me, just knowing the history of this tournament and all the crowd and the community coming out. That's why it's so important, and it was awesome clinching it with Marshall.
Sweet. All right, and Marshall, in the men's doubles, you're playing with Anderson Scarpa, who's a little bit more stoic. Michelle's got a lot more energy. Which style do you prefer? Because in the men's, you're a little bit more reserved. In the mix, you really start taking over the court, showing a lot more energy, a little bit more fire. And I thought you played a lot better that way. What do you think?
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both. I love playing with Scarpa. He is such an intense player. And then on the flip side, Michelle is so much fun to play with and just energized. So it's fun to play with both styles, and we can make both of them work.
So last one for you, Michelle. You're playing the top team. You've played them before. You won in New York. What is the plan tomorrow to get ready to try and win this midseason tournament? Because you got a day off. You don't play till Friday.
Yeah, we have the day off, but we're not going to take it lightly. We're going to get good rest, and we're going to get good practice going into the finals, because you can't sleep on a team like Las Vegas Night Owls. So we're going to get prepped. The preparation is something that you could control, and we're going to do pretty smart. We're going to be smart about it. So we're going to really work on strategies and see if we could clinch it and take home the W.
Well, you guys closed it out in style there. Congrats, Michelle and Marshall, and good luck on Friday morning.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So, Challenger has our 2 finalists, and